Okay, so it shows on the map 2 locations for something, and well, the first location it shows where I recognize the landmark of it, and then the other location shows this like kind of by where I'm currently living, which is too far. So I gotta really study on where it is. Since I'm gonna be down there today, I'm gonna figure that out. Brought my umbrella with me because it looks like rain and everything. I'm still a little tired. I woke up at 4, I woke up at 2:04, and then now, I don't know why this is happening. Just I have a lot in my mind, overly stressed about moving, I guess. I don't know. I can always take a nap when I get back home, huh? Oh yeah, it is where I said it was. Kind of like by me down over here. Never mind. Scratch that one out. I don't want to be walking for 15 minutes. My back will pull up a white flag for sure. And I was thinking, even though they have, even though they say bad things about a place, I could just check it out anyway, you know? You know what I mean? And ask my questions, but I really want them to answer me about the maintenance. Because if it says we'll get around to it, then red flag, no thank you. If they answer we'll get around to it when we can, no thank you. I need to have it in about like 3 to 2 days fixing. All right. I made a new friend, kind of, sort of, in this bar here. Her name is Lauren. I'm like, oh, isn't that a weird coincidence? So the story cellar is closed yet at this location. Dang it, I thought they were open. I'll have to probably call and ask that question. I don't want to miss the bus the second time around. And I said, hey, I find that hilarious because I had that song from Angel Lauren in my head. Creole lady mama la. Hootie poo poo say ya say qua, say qua. But yeah, she pointed some apartments out for me. For $6, and I got house re-rented and I got Hoppers re-rented. I almost said Hooters. Hooters? Why would a week be called Hooters? A kids movie, Nora? I think you need to go back to bed later. Hooters. Hoppers. You meant Hoppers. And I shown a guy where Social Security was, because he was gonna go this way when it's like over to here. It's like, I told him if you see kind of like by Quick Trip, then you gotta keep your eyes open for like this Thrive restaurant. I think it's a restaurant or a church or something like that. And I think it's in there. So I'm waiting for the bus. Hooters. Kids picture movie. Give me a break.
Hold bowel lavage, activated charcoal. You get all traces of it out of your system. You'll be the unhappiest little courier in no time.
I don't think I can live without it.
You'd be surprised what you can live without. Make him a genius.
I can't believe it. He looks so much better already.
We were thinking about calling GQ.
Lavage just removed all traces of DXF from his body.
You're trying again. What is it?
Just doodles.
No, it's not. Come on, Jimmy, I want to know.
This is a toroidal helicon plasma device. It determines the amount of energy expended by the subatomic particles. I'm thirsty. Could you give me a juice or something?
Yeah, of course. I'm so happy, Jimmy.
I'm sorry, Mel. You and Emily don't match Tuck's blood type, and neither does Ashley. So a live liver donation is out. The best thing to do is just what you've been doing. Be together.
Puppy already told you that you're gonna die. Because it's gonna make what I'm about to say a lot more relevant.
I know it's raining out there in the hallway, but...
I was just in the ER, testing my patient for autonomic dysfunction. It's the only department with a shower big enough for the whole team, plus the cardiac monitors, plus me. Anyway, relevant part. Just wheeling the guy out, trauma came in. Motorcycle versus semi.
How bad?
Bad for the motorcycle, good for your liver. Blood types a match.
Why wasn't I paged?
Because there was a problem. No organ donor card. The guy's sister is next to kin. She's refusing to allow the donation.
Where is she?
20 minutes away.
How do you get the call that your brother's dead and then run out the door? Oh, that reminds me. I had dry cleaning to pick up.
Did Cuddy buy the place?
Chicken with it, you were.
I have a chicken one. It says garlic roasted garlic chicken, but instead of chicken, I used tuna.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got this movie today.
What's that, Hoopers?
Yeah, I almost called it Hooters because I was so tired. I was on the video. I got the movie Hooters. Hoppers. It was so funny. Hooters for kids. Give me a break. I got this to watch and this to watch.
What else was that? What's that? Scary one, huh?
Black Phone 2. I watched part 1 and Scream 7.
Oh, Scream 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Dr. House before I got you on here.
Doctor who?
Dr. House.
Oh, Dr. House.
Yeah. This guy who's a grumpy guy.
Yeah. I like him.
We almost done here. Assuming you did this shaving your forehead. Okay then, ordering a head CT.
No, I don't have a headache. I'm not dizzy. Eddie, I gotta get back.
You gotta stay here. We'll straighten out that mess with Marco tomorrow. We'll let the doc do his job.
Actually, stitching you up. It's really the ER doc's job.
Too long of a wait.
Yeah, also a lot of cops in the ER. Not that you care about that. So I did this happen. Yeah, you're right. It's just a stupid question. Because the answer's kind of
That's some bad hat, Harry. Look, my wife and I planned this perfect. My enlistment was supposed to be over last week, so we got pregnant 6 months ago. Now they tell me I'm getting stop lost. Army speak for they don't care about the fact that I've already finished my contract.
I don't care about the fact that they don't care.
Hey, come on. I waited an extra hour just to make sure I got you.
Why?
I saw you limping out there. Vietnam? Oh, Vietnam age?
Well, back in my day, the real Dodgers had the stones to run out to Canada or shoot themselves in the foot. They didn't come to free clinics whining for doctor's notes. Go hug your wife, tell her to get a babysitter, back in time to video the kids' first steps. Yeah, I don't need to see the scan. I can tell from your little puppy dog eyes that his pituitary is fine. Are you going to say it or should I?
You were right about the steroids. You're a genius.
Mixed time with feeling. Put the cheater on a somatostatin analog to clear it out of his system, send him back to his football game.
Burton was one of the first law enforcement officers on the scene, and Mueller described to him what had happened.
You can hear the creek in the distance. We're getting closer and closer. Fred led us right down to the edge of Cottonwood Creek. Beautiful waterfall down here. And said he was coming down here with his wife to start taking pictures. Just to this ledge. A little treacherous here, isn't it? The waterfall in the background was really the point of interest they had in terms of the picture taking that day. And this particular area would have still had some snow on it, and potentially ice.
This is one of the last photos taken of Leslie Mueller before Fred says a bizarre turn of events was set in motion.
He had her kneel just about where you are. She was holding the dog. Now this is where Fred tells me that as he took the picture, a bird flew by. The blue bird appeared to startle the dog, and that as she was getting up, she suddenly started going backwards.
Fred described it himself to police. Charge him with a crime, so they let Fred resume his life. For a while. Just days. Leslie drowned in this color area. Reconnected with a long-time friendly friend. She began dating and were married in
was drowned by her husband.
Fred's lead defense attorney, Mike DeGuerin.
Don't be tricked into a situation where the prosecution says we really don't know how it happened. You can't guess somebody into the penitentiary in the United States. You can't speculate. You're not to come up with a theory. Guard against that.
For 4 weeks, the family, including Leslie's parents, who support Fred, sat and listened to prosecution witnesses. As did jurors Betty Haggart, an interior designer, Janine McElvey, a Park Service supervisor, Brian Turner, another Park Service employee, and Drew Zimmerman, an electrical engineer.
It was one of the toughest things I've ever been involved in.
Prosecutors call experts who present a series of video recreations.
I've dragged the mannequin back up and we're going to drop it again in that downriver water.
To test whether it was possible for Leslie's body to have traveled down this winding creek to where she was found.
Beyond perfection.
Like menopause. Women deserve to know that there are treatment options for moderate to severe hot flashes. Yes! Yippee! Hormone-free treatment for moderate to severe hot flashes. The number and severity of hot flashes daily. Enjoy the celebrations. Own the room. Don't use liquid if you're pregnant. Don't drive or do hazardous activity.
Eight months after a jury could not reach a verdict, Fred Mueller is back in court once again, accused of drowning his wife Leslie 5.5 years ago.
The man in court, the defendant, put her head under the water, under a log, and left her there to die.
The prosecution will not bring to you any evidence of why he would do such a thing or how such a thing would be accomplished.
Fred's new attorney,
The evidence in this case,
Pamela Mackey, is best known for successfully defending NBA star Kobe Bryant in his 2003 sexual assault trial.
These are nothing but the truth.
But the prosecution comes out swinging, with witness Justin Sparks. Mackey says there is a reason why some of Fred's story is confusing.
the human brain doesn't work individually. But it's I ask you to return all of those a verdict.
The jury deliberates 12 hours over 2 days. The judge comes back.
Children, they lived in a very, I would say, upscale neighborhood called Shenzhen. Which testifies to their wealth. So definitely a doctor Christian Poles and you have Jews living together, and people they were heavily assimilated to Polish culture, which of course was very helpful once.
Before war broke out, Jadwiga lived in an affluent part of Warsaw. It was a cosmopolitan city where Jews and Poles lived side by side. And forcing 400,000 Jews into a space of just over 1 square mile. The Polish Jews were cut off from the non-Jewish Jews living on the so-called Aryan side.
And they would transfer the custody of their friends behind the corner. Then finally someone would call the Germans.
Did she know who she was waiting for?
Well, probably that's the she would have someone who would wait for her, or at least she would know who to direct herself.
Together or separate?
Most likely separate. It would be very dangerous to be together.
So would they be like hiding in a closet or hiding in? I mean, they never go outside.
No, never, because there's always anxiety being denounced, someone asking questions. They would be very likely It's among the experiments outbreak of the Warsaw Uprising. Assuming that the
born in Plotzk in 1884, graduated in 1911, a gynecologist, he practiced in Warsaw. He was at his window, watching the Nazis as they hastily retreated from the city. A German rifleman took aim at him. Dr. Temerson was probably the last physician to perish at the hands of the defeated Germans. So we almost made it.
Yes.
So who did this? Who wrote this?
Someone who might well have been responsible for sheltering. Or would have known.
Tell Parliament to support our healthcare and not the MAGA agenda. Hello, Mrs. Hillard, I presume?
Jumpin'! Robin Williams quickly became one of the most sought-after comedic actors of the 80s and 90s thanks to Good Morning Vietnam, The Birdcage, Aladdin, Jumanji, and one of my personal favorites, being serious, by the way, celebrated auteur Francis Ford Coppola, starring Bill Cosby. Oh, I love it when he just pops up.
I feel like I've known you for years.
Red!
Maybe we knew each other in another life.
But Mrs. Doubtfire, which tells the story of a devoted father going for a painful divorce, who pretends to be a 60-year-old woman in order to spend more time with his kids, holds a special place in my kid memory because not only was Williams operating at just peak goofiness, it also gave.
Try rushing the Texans from the left side.
Can somebody please explain why they had to make their faces dirty like that?
Do not get a vote for I and Montekia. Viva la Mexico! I'm gonna go back to Kyle being team leader. You're a great Mexican, Butters, but you're just not a leader. We'll use the Texans' emotions against them. Scanning for... He's trying to... photo.
What kind of joke? I need to know the beginning of that joke.
You made it across the border, but it did take you 2.5 weeks. Yeah, you're a great Mexican, Butters, just not a great leader of Mexico.
How do they know?
A Baptist priest with a huge boner walks into a bar.
It's nice to finally see something good happen to Butters for a change. I enjoyed the last of the Mexicans' really funny stuff, and if you enjoyed this reaction, please make sure to give this video a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Release your creative potential with SketchUp AI. Create renderings and stunning visuals with speed and efficiency, empowering you to bring your visions to life and communicate with intent.
I'll come back here later this week, right here.
B7.
Oh, man.
I-20.
But I appreciate what you have.
I-21.
Already love banana cream.
O73. N39. B8. Round over.
Yeah. If I like it, I'll come back later. What? Yeah. Because that lady here told me you're going to have a new one in, and I think that's what we talk about this.
Yeah, the new coffee one, that's the new one.
Without the almond, I would like it more.
Yeah, there are almonds.
B13. I-20. N43. Round over.
I guess I'm gonna take my shower because I can't stand myself. Mommy, you hug and kiss your granddaughter, who's my baby kitty, the fur beast, Patty Patches. Okay, you call her Patches, but I call her Patty.
And Gus stayed at the wheel. We got back to the harbor at around 4 in the morning, and Gus told us to go home and get some sleep. I slept a few hours and came back for a regular charter shift that afternoon, like nothing happened. The clients that day were a family of 4 who wanted to catch something they could take home for dinner. I helped them with their lines and smiled when they wanted a photo. was one of the stranger afternoons of my life. A few days later, Pete didn't show up for the morning shift, and Gus said he quit. It was weird though, because Pete left a jacket on the boat. It was a gray zip-up that he wore almost every morning, and it was hanging on a hook in the cabin. Then the next morning, I walked past the harbor parking lot, and Pete's car was there. It was a tan-colored Honda with a cracked rear bumper, and I recognized it because I parked near it every day. By the end of that week, I was scared, but I didn't say anything to Gus, and I didn't ask about Pete again. I just kept showing up and doing my job like everything was fine. Then, on a Friday night, I called my brother. He lived about 3 hours away, and we were close. I didn't tell him everything on the phone, because I wasn't sure who could hear what. But I told him enough. I told him I was in a situation I